Okay, that started. All right. Hi, YouTube. This is Angie. It is February 14th, 2017, Good Friday. And I have not really updated my YouTube channel since I had the vertical sleeve gastrectomy, and I really wanted to do that. So, because it's just kind of fun to look back on where I was 3 years ago, which is so crazy. Anyway, I'm gonna have to do this in a couple different parts because YouTube isn't letting me upload massive videos. So I had the vertical sleeve gastrectomy in Washington, Missouri with Dr. Lisa Martin Hover, horrible surgeon. She was with Mercy Bariatric or something like that, I don't know. Anyway, I chose her basically because she accepted my insurance, and she was, even though still about an hour and a half away from my house, she was still the closest surgeon to my house. And since I don't like to drive, having had a stroke, I just figured I should go with her. Hindsight's 20/20. Anyway, I'll get into that in a minute. So she did the vertical sleeve gastrectomy on February 3rd, 2014. My highest recorded scale weight was 315. After her liquid diet, I got down to 297 on the day of surgery. She did tell me that her sleeve would only get me to a scale weight of 222. I didn't know any better. I just figured that was normal. So anyway, I pushed forward with it. Pretty much as soon as I was released, which was around 6 weeks, I started, or I'm sorry, no, I can't remember. It was sooner than 6 weeks. I could do cardio. So I started working out. We were living in Rolla, Missouri at the time. Started working out. It was like equivalent to a YMCA there. Hired a trainer, and once I was cleared to start lifting weights, worked with him, I think 3 days a week, 2 or 3 days a week. Nothing real significant. I had always worked out in a gym, even prior to being obese. I wasn't always obese. When I married Jeff, I weighed about 190 in the 190s. I've always maintained about a 180 on my frame, which is 5'7" medium frame, primarily due to just being athletic. My eating habits have always been poor. So when I hit some massive health crises in 2002, after brain surgery and giving birth, I gained easily 150 pounds at that point. Ballooned up to like 260, 270. And then health kind of just continued to deteriorate. I got pregnant with my son, gained more weight, didn't take it off. Then I had a stroke, became severely inactive. And so when it was all said and done, my highest scale weight was 315. Anyway, so back to the sleeve. So I had this sleeve, and I was working out, but I had worked out pretty much all my life, fell in love with the gym. So I knew that the sleeve would be kind of my shoot out of the cannon moment, and I would take it bull by the horns and get my life back, basically, is what I saw it as. I did go into the sleeve surgery with acid reflux. I was on ranitidine prior to surgery. She seemed fine with that. Said it would resolve after surgery. So worked out. My husband was a college student, and so by that summer of 2014, he did an internship in Houston, Texas. And I somehow had gotten in touch with a bodybuilder via Facebook, I believe it was, because you remember I was working out with a trainer, and I did enjoy working out with a trainer and just having that accountability. I honestly have no idea why I sought out a bodybuilding gym in Houston. Typically when I have interactions in my life like that, they're definitely got appointed, because I can't remember why I sought out Ryan. But so I started working out at Metroflex Houston, with the owner. Ryan went in June of 2014, and he taught me how to lift heavy weights. I began lifting heavy Monday through Saturday on a push-pull legs rotation. Absolutely fell in love with it. Really just fell in love with that culture, that sport of bodybuilding. Really had never honestly even looked at it prior to that summer. So I did, so I would go work out in the morning with him, and then I would leave there because he wasn't totally set up at that point for any kind of real cardio. I would leave his gym and drive back to where we were renting, and I would work out at LA Fitness for like an hour doing cardio there. The scale wasn't really moving, but I was losing crazy inches. I weighed I was going down. I think by the time I left that summer, I was in the mid 250s. Now, mind you, I've had this sleeve surgery, and I've only at this point lost like 38 pounds. But I did lose a lot of crazy inches, and I do attribute that to the weightlifting with Ryan that I did then. So I weighed like 255. The highest size that I was in pants was a size like 24, 22. 22 was tight depending on the brand. Lane Bryant, I could get away with some of their more stretchy stuff in a size 22, but 24 was really where I was landing. I can't remember my bra size. It was ridiculous. It was like triple D, 55, 54. I don't even remember. It was a Lane Bryant size. Shirts, I was in multiple XLs. So like 4XL, I think, 3XL. I could go to Old Navy and get their highest XL size. I don't remember exactly what that was. Maybe 3 or 4XL. They did have some plus size clothes. Could not get into any of their pants. Could not get into any of their button-up shirts, but like t-shirts, that sort of thing. So anyway, by the time I left, so I'm still weighing like 255 in that summer, and I'm wearing, I don't remember the shirt sizes, maybe a 2XL, but pants at this point I'm in like a size 20, 18 to 20, which was pretty incredible because I don't remember ever not wearing a size 20 at that point. I believe I owned a pair of 18s that I wore because they just fit better. But I was just really confused about this sleeve that I had done because I saw on Facebook all of these other sleevers that were losing crazy gobs of weight, and they weren't even working out. And so I'm like, I don't get this. I don't understand why I'm not losing weight. So when I got back, I actually switched bariatric programs because I just hated my surgeon. She was just rude, terrible bedside manner. I switched to a doctor over in St. Louis out of St. Alexis New Start, Dr. Richardson. And looking back now, he did not do an EGD. He did not go in to look and see what she had done in my stomach. He knew Dr. Haver, and so he just assumed, I guess, she did it right, but she didn't. I would find out later. So I basically just used his program as a resource, like his nutritionist, that sort of thing. But that's really all that so anyway, I continued to check in with him, and that was like through the spring of 2015. Now at this point, I've friended some other bariatric people on Facebook, and I came across a lady who had bypass, and she was in the bodybuilding world, and she messaged me somehow. Anyway, we got in touch, and she put me on a really strict like bodybuilding diet, high protein, low carbs, low sugar. I mean, it's basically a bariatric diet, I've now learned, but also very bodybuilding focused. And so in that I was eating 5 meals a day, and they were very structured. So I'd get up and I'd have like scrambled eggs with spinach and eat it in a low carb wrap with a little bit of salsa, and that was my breakfast. and I never had restriction with this sleeve, and so I ate crazy amounts. Now, granted, I did not eat what I used to be able to eat, but I was still able to eat way more than most of the people I was seeing on Facebook. So back up a little bit. When I was in Houston that summer, I had my first experience that summer of waking up in the middle of the night with like acid coming up the back of my throat. Never had that before. I just had some acid reflux, but nothing like that, where I literally would wake up out of a dead sleep and choking and gagging, coughing. So I called my, at that time, Haver's program, and she just upped, I think it was on pantoprazole at that time. Yes, I was. She just upped that. So I think I was taking like 40 milligrams twice a day, but it really wasn't doing anything. And so, so fast forward, we're back in Rolla. It's now the spring. Now I'm eating this super clean diet. So, I mean, and it had really crazy rules, like no carbs after 2 o'clock, no fats after 11 a.m., absolutely no cheats. Steak, you could only have 2 ounces of steak once a week. You know, just things like that. And so the protein all had to be very lean. Fish, I lived on tilapia, and if I honestly never ate tilapia again, I would be fine with that. And it was a fish I liked prior, but anyway. So I will say, between that nutrition plan and my workout regimen that I took from Houston with the cardio, I did start losing weight. So by that following summer of 2016, in May of 2016, I had hit my lowest scale weight of 206, and I'm actually going to stop there, and I will pick up, I will pick up part 2, and I will start with Jeff. So Jeff graduated from college and accepted a job with ConocoPhillips that moved us to Houston, Texas. And so we moved the beginning of June 2015. And so I will pick up the next video there. Thanks for watching, guys.